guys. Take two market update. Friday, 13 minutes ago, White House schedule President Trump makes an announcement at 4 p.m., which is to rename the Department of Defense. So here we go again. That's gonna be most likely after the market closes. So either we're gonna have some good news, the market's gonna rally, and Trump at the end is gonna maybe trace it on down a little bit, but still creating the all-time high, or he's just gonna, and then because also reports gonna be asking shit. So any comment he makes might make the market go down, but by then the market should be closed, so it shouldn't really affect the market. Unless he does something over the weekend, like I said, like he always normally does. He normally tweets something on Friday evening or does something like this, and then Sunday tweet something else positive or a solution for something that he mentioned on Friday. Then he'll get the solution. He'll tweet that solution Sunday, and the market will open higher or the same. So again, earlier I was anyways. This is the S&P 500. Your time and date, Arizona time. So earlier I said how I broke down, and yesterday I was telling you guys how this box right here was very important between this last month where we closed. The fact that it was so stuck to the monthly high right here, this monthly resistance right there, right there. I'm gonna take my indicator off for you guys. Go back to the 1 hour candle. So this is the line indicating that monthly area. I broke this down to you guys how this was bullish. I also broke down how 11:45, 12:30 was very important to pay attention to it. Here we gave 12, feeling very sustained. And I told you that if we stay there, we're gonna do this, get stuck to this area here. After the day comes out, it's gonna either break on down or either be doing this and then break on down. Exactly what it did. I then said to pay attention to 7:45 to 8:30, but seeing how the data came out at 5:15, and that was really the key area to pay attention to. So it doesn't matter if all the other shade, which it took a no-brainer. Like if you have three data and it's most likely one of the two are gonna come out good, and it's rare that two out of the three come out good. But since the one that got bad news was the one that we really wanted the bad news to come, like that's the one we wanted the bad news to come out. Like if we could choose which one we wanted to come out bad but not horrible, it would have been the non-farm payroll, because that's where the investors wanted that, not horrible news but bad news enough where the market could be like, oh hell yeah, they're definitely gonna cut interest rates now because of the slight bad news that we got. Anyway, so it happened. Next, I then said that since we're rallying and we're going up, there's nothing to really say, okay, cool, by 11:45 toward 30 we should go on up. We're gonna hit a resistance right here because we have a weekly candle close right here, or we have a daily, we had a monthly. We don't have none of that. And since tomorrow is a big move, a big important move, investors are gonna be very nervous about it, especially because they're at a peak. The market's gonna open at a peak, and the data's gonna come out at a peak. So it's a lot of uncertainty, and it's a big move, and it's gonna really move the market. So investors are gonna be worried about it. So that's why I said we're most likely gonna come back down in your 11:45 to 12:30 range, and most likely be in this area. We're gonna bullshit here, probably create some support here, and as we get to, we're gonna get stuck here. Actually, that's what I mentioned. We're gonna get stuck in here, and once we get the data at 5:30, you're gonna see it react from there at 6 or 6:30 as the market open, or it's gonna fly enough where once 6:30 comes, it's gonna push on up, or it's gonna come back down, do all the stupid shit, and again you're gonna wait for your 7:45 to 8:30, because if you notice today when the market came out, it came out at 5:15, but you also had one at 5:30 and you had one at 7. You were waiting for 7 in particular just to see how the market would react with that final move. In a sense, but the main data that came out that one day, yesterday, was at 5:15. The fact that it reacted this way, and especially at 6:30 opened, and the fact that at 7, just all this, the fact that at 7 went down, tested it, and went back up, texted on me, hey, go for the buy right here, buddy. The market's gonna going up. So now that we have this, my indicator is telling me that if we do drop tomorrow, this is gonna be where we're gonna start. First of all, lines up with that weekly trend line that we just broke recently, but now are above. And then this time, it's gonna be the real move where it's gonna break through this, and we're most likely gonna go down 6,470, 6,464, in between that range, if we have the bad news. If not, and then also if we do have some sort of bad news where it's not crazy, the market's gonna dip down. Let me see. Yeah, because you can see the market's gonna come down here, and then again you're gonna wait for your 7:45 to your 8:30, because then the market's gonna shake that off, and also push as in they're gonna push it on up. If sustains this region right here, this box, which is 6,506 and 6,487, it should last 7:45 to 8:30, and that way we can have a close on up here at 9 and 10, and then continue struggle or whatever in this region. I wish I could. Actually, no, actually I can. I go in, yeah, I'll be able to. Hopefully, I'll wake up and I'll be able to break down the market even before the data comes out. It's gonna be at 5:30, so I doubt it. But I'll try and make a video at 6 just to break down how I believe the market's gonna react to this news. Also, Bitcoin and Ethereum are showing you how they're waiting. See, they're already showing you signals. They're preparing for tomorrow. By tomorrow, by 5 in the morning, it should be Bitcoin at 113, right there, 497. Testing that weekly. This blue line, it's a weekly. You can see when we dropped, we broke through it, tried to test it, failed. So we tested again, failed. So the fact that we're getting ready to get this important data that's gonna blow the market up. If it's good news, or you get it. If it's bad news, it's gonna be good. If it's good, it's gonna be bad. But if it's the news that we want, which is bad, you're gonna see Bitcoin break through the all-time high and close in this range right here, in this box, which is these blue prices right here, this one and that one. And even Ethereum is showing you right now how it's getting ready. And here's that weekly trend line that I can't pass. So again, it's getting ready by before 5, easily by before 5 in the morning. Should be in this region. Data comes out, blows up, probably close right here by this 12-hour candle Fibonacci, which is 4,585 tomorrow 5 p.m. Or we're gonna close up here by 4,509 tomorrow, and then from Friday to Sunday, the goal is gonna be that 12-hour Fibonacci, which is pretty much the target for this Sunday. I believe is gonna be 4,630. This monthly area showing bullishness S&P close showing bullishness, crypto showing bullishness. But I believe it's still gonna be volatile with all this tariffs, with all this. Once we get to especially October, when first of all we got the courts talking about the tariffs if they're illegal or not. So that's gonna affect it too. Also, if they don't get no response by October, we're gonna have to deal with China and the tariffs pause that they put on China. We're gonna have to deal with that on October. Besides that, we got a couple of wars starting with in the Latin communities or countries. So all that with there's a lot of uncertainty in the market also. So especially with this guy in office, um, yeah, even though we created new time high with the S&P, I wouldn't be surprised if we would have some sort of big crash sometime in these next 2 years or these couple of months actually with this guy, the way everything's happening. Um, just how everything's playing out. You can see that you can see China and these other folks joining together and pretty much saying, "Hey, look, this is us, and you're not part of us." It's a warning to America. That's what that was. So, yeah, that doesn't play out. I already mentioned it. So, again, no views. That's crazy what's happening with YouTube's algorithm. But alright, guys. Hope this made sense. And let me see if I have find any 3 candle boxes actually. Nope. Bitcoin. Oh, also there was an 8-hour candle 50 Fibonacci right here, and I probably marked it down. Yeah. So all this staying above that weekly trend line. This right here, I told you guys how it's bullishness. The fact that it was holding this area, the fact that we're getting that data tomorrow, how it was looking right now, how Bitcoin was just getting ready. Indicator was telling me the targets. So I believe that's where we're gonna pause right here. I believe we're gonna close here at 1, and then from 1 to 5, we're gonna stop in this region. I mean, try to push it up. We're most likely gonna get stuck here. And then depending on how it goes tomorrow, you're gonna see it react to it. You gotta wait here at 5. 5:30 there comes out. You're gonna see Bitcoin react to it, pull back as S&P maybe at 7:45, 5:30. I mean, yeah, 7:45 to 8:30. React, then finally react to the market and pulls up. You gotta see Bitcoin and Ethereum follow. Otherwise, this is gonna be it for Bitcoin, and we might start retracing on down, especially if S&P breaks on down, and there's gonna be just a fake out for tonight. And again, the market's gonna consolidate and data and what is the Fed gonna do. And then from this week, how it closes week is very important because it's gonna tell you a lot from the next coming up week, because this next coming up week is really the last week before the big day, the Fed talk on the 15th. So these 2 weeks are very important to where the S&P and Bitcoin and Ethereum close. That will tell you a lot. Anyways, all right, guys. This is Brian Seacrest, signing out, folks. Time and date.